Do you think a lot of people try to overcompensate for their insecurities? It's to show a different side, and is that what you did for a while until you got that that wasn't the direction to go?
Absolutely. I think you hit it on the nose. A lot of people, and again, we'll put up, in your book, by the way, I love your book, Creating Authenticity, because, I mean, that's what it really cultivates into. It's being authentic. And at that time, I wasn't being authentic. And I think a lot of people that have insecurities or doubts or fears about themselves or about what they're capable of or even what they're deserving in life, they begin to put on a false face. And in one of my coaching processes, we call that the great misconception. And the great misconception leads to this outer crust that we develop. And every time we live that outer crust, which is who we're not, but who we think we're supposed to be, who the world expects us to be. And in my mind, the world expected me to be this outlaw, one percenter, rebellious guy who wasn't going to make it to age 25. That's who the world, I thought, expected me to be, and that's who I manifested. For others, they might have a false bravado in other areas. For others, they might be timid and shy instead of allowing their voices to be heard. So a lot of us do put up this false face, this false cover, I call it that, crusty truth, and hide the core, which truly at our core, our authenticity. So that's definitely what I did. And I see a lot of people continuing to do that today. In fact, most people, wind up living their entire life without really understanding who they really are in their authentic selves.
I wonder if, for some people, they spend so much time putting on those false fronts, whatever that may look like, that they lose sight of who they are. They don't even know that it's a false front anymore.
Absolutely, no question about it. I didn't. For years, I had no idea. For 5 years, this was who I was. That was it. And I see it a lot in my coaching clients as well. They don't know there's something more. So it's hard to believe, when you say, you can do this, you can achieve. No, I can't. Yes, you can, as your full self. The person you're living, the person you're being right now, who you've created or manifested as this crusty truth. And the reason I call it the crusty truth, because it is the truth. It's not a lie. It's not anything else other than something that we believe as individuals of who we are. So yeah, I mean, it's something that stops a lot of people, and they lose complete sight of who they were. And through specific types of processes and understanding, you can go back to who we were. Who were you when you were 4 or 5 years old? Who were you when you were 6? Until that point, when you got slapped on the wrist enough, or until you got scolded enough, or until you got told enough that you were stupid, you weren't good enough, that you didn't have what it took, whatever it might be that you heard. And some of this was done inadvertently. Mom walking through the supermarket and you're just reaching for a toy and she slaps you on the wrist and she's had it. She's up to here. She's aggravated, she's stressed, she can't take anymore. And slaps your wrist and says, no, put it back, you don't deserve that. Or stop it. Now every time we reach out for that brass ring in life, bam, what happens? We connect those same old neural pathways through a Gestalt-like method where we just go right back to that moment when we got our wrist slapped. And we connect that to that. So we stop living. We stop living who we were when we were 4, 5, 6 years old and start building that crusty truth and lose complete sight of who our authentic selves really are.
Yeah, I wish you were a little more passionate about this topic. But when we come back, we're going to get into the 7 rules of achievement. We're with Tom
Terwilliger.